What a wild Week 6 in the NFL. Defenses setting records, rookies rewriting history, veterans proving they've still got it, and a few surprise breakouts that might just change the playoff picture. We've got the stats and stories you need to know. Let's get into it.
Absolute Baker at his best.
Let's start across the pond, where the Denver Broncos defense didn't just ground the Jets, they put them in the record books. The Broncos' stingy D held the Jets to just 82 total yards and a mind-blowing -10 passing yards. -10! That's the fewest passing yards allowed by any defense in 27 years, and the fewest total yards Denver has allowed since 1971. You don't get to -10 passing yards without a few sacks, and the Broncos recorded more than a few, 9 to be exact.
Fields avoids the sack until he can't.
By the way, 9 sacks on 29 dropbacks is a 31% sack rate, the highest in any NFL game since Week 6 of the 2018 season, when the Ravens got to the Titans at a 39.3% rate. Denver now leads the league with 30 sacks through 6 games, tied for the most through this point in a season in over 3 decades. The 2025 Broncos defense isn't just good, it's historically dominant. And for Justin Fields, a bizarrely bleak distinction as he becomes the first quarterback in NFL history with 0 interceptions and 0 wins in his first 5 starts of a season. In New England, Drake May aura is in full bloom. The rookie guided the Pats to their 3rd straight win, throwing for 261 yards and 3 touchdowns, becoming the first Patriots quarterback since Tom Brady in 2019 to record those kind of numbers in a single game. And he's not padding stats with checkdowns. All 3 of May's touchdowns this week came on throws over 20 air yards while under pressure.
Fake handoff to Stevenson. May feeling the pressure. Taking a shot. He's got his man. It's Pop Douglas, and he is in. Touchdown.
Over his last 5 games, the young phenom has topped 200 passing yards and 100-plus passer rating every time, becoming one of only 4 quarterbacks in NFL history to achieve that feat before their 24th birthday. That puts him in elite company of Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Dan Marino. And that's not all, folks. He's also the league's best deep ball passer this year, with a 157.9 rating on throws of 20-plus yards, according to Next Gen Stats. Drake May might just be the next big thing in Foxborough. In Pittsburgh, what's old is new again. The Steelers are atop the AFC North, and Aaron Rodgers is proving that age is just a number. His 235 passing yards and 2 touchdowns propelled the Steelers to a 23-9 win over the Browns, and the 41-year-old quarterback even found time to amend the record books. Rodgers passed Hall of Famer Warren Moon for the 3rd most touchdown passes ever by a player after turning 40, with his 37th and 38th. 13 more and he'll match Drew Brees for 2nd, but Rodgers would need a whopping 155 to match Tom Brady's 193. Meanwhile, Rodgers is still making plays on the move, on throws, on the run. He went 5 for 6 for 86 yards and a touchdown in Week 6, giving him a perfect 158.3 passer rating on those throws, according to Next Gen Stats. So yeah, he's still got it.
Rodgers, sprint out, on the move, directing traffic, throws! Touchdown!
There's a reason that man's a Hall of Famer.
The Sam Darnold revival tour rolled on in Jacksonville as the Seahawks tamed the Jaguars 20-12 in Week 6. Darnold did his thing with 295 passing yards and 2 touchdowns while posting a passer rating of 121.7. Since the start of the 2024 season, Darnold ranks 2nd in the NFL with 18 wins and leads the league with 17 games with a passer rating over 100. He's also been the league's most efficient deep ball thrower, leading in completions, completion percentage, and yards on passes of 20-plus air yards. And his top target, JSN, aka Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's officially in breakout mode. JSN led Seattle again in Week 6 with 8 catches for 162 yards and a touchdown, pushing his season total to 696 receiving yards, the most in Seahawks history through 6 games. He's also the NFL leader in catches of 20-plus yards and in 40-yard receptions. Nobody else even has half as many.
As Darnold sets to throw, and folding one down the middle, and Smith-Njigba has it. Touchdown Seahawks!
JSN and Darnold might quietly be the most elite duo in football right now. Now, buckle up, because down in Carolina, running back Rico Dowdle just torched his former team after basically telling them he would.
Oh, for sure. They got to buckle up. I think they know for sure.
Dowdle made sure Dallas knew what they were missing as the former Cowboys running back racked up 239 yards from scrimmage against his old team. That set an NFL record for most scrimmage yards in a game by any player against a former team, not to mention the most single-game scrimmage yards by a player in Panthers history.
They weren't buckled up.
He also became the first undrafted player to ever post back-to-back 200-yard scrimmage games. Congrats, Rico. That's 2 major statements in 1 week. And if those weren't enough mind-blowing stats out of Carolina, get this. Sunday's victory over the Cowboys was Bryce Young's 9th career win. 8 of those wins have come on game-winning drives in the 4th quarter. Say what you will, but the kid's got ice in his veins. Between Young's poise and Dowdle's breakout, Carolina might have quietly found its identity and maybe its future core. The Indianapolis Colts kept the ball rolling in Week 6 with a 31-27 win over Arizona. At 5-1, they're off to their best start since 2009, and their offense has exploded. Their 194 total points through 6 games is the team's most in the Super Bowl era in that span. Yes, even more than the Peyton Manning days. Impressively, they've punted only 10 times all year, tied with the 2021 Chiefs for the fewest by any team through 6 games since 1950. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones has found new life in Indianapolis. In Week 6, Jones threw for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns while adding a rushing score. This was his 2nd game this season with 3 total TDs after having only 3 such games from 2020 to 2024 combined.
Jones, pressure comes, floats it back of the end zone, caught! It's Josh Downs with the touchdown!
Oh, by the way, he's aggregated a passer rating of 104.4 so far in 2025, over 20 points higher than his 84.3 aggregate rating from 2019 to 2024 with the New York Giants. Over in the Big Apple, rookie Jackson Dart was already creating his own brand of mania prior to Week 6, but nothing will integrate a Giants quarterback to New York fans like a home win against the Eagles. Dart completed 17 of 25 passes for 195 yards and a touchdown, while adding 58 yards and another score on the ground, joining Robert Griffin III as the only rookie quarterbacks in the last 20 years to defeat the defending Super Bowl champions in a primetime start. Okay, I already used the word mania to describe the vibes around Dart, so someone grab me a thesaurus because I'd like to introduce you to Cam Scattaboo. Forget stats, this kid may be single-handedly mutating the Giants' DNA and evolving their identity with his angry runs and tough-as-nails mentality. But since you asked, he did put up a career-high 98 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Can somebody get Simone Biles on the phone? I would love to know what she would score. Those cartwheels and backflips.
Seen it all night.
Fantastic.
Even before the Buccaneers' 30-19 win over the 49ers in Week 6, the game was shaping up to be a battle of the backups given the injuries both sides had already racked up. After the game, I'm pretty sure both teams might have preferred to call an early truce with Fred Warner and Emeka Egbuka exiting with injuries. You know who doesn't care who's available? Baker Mayfield. He'll find a mascot in the end zone if it runs the right route. Simply put, the Baker just keeps cooking. He threw 2 touchdowns, one to undrafted rookie Cameron Johnson and another to 7th-round rookie Tez Johnson. 2 Johnsons scoring their first career tutties because, well, who else?
When I score,
and I hear MVP chant. I'm thinking they talking about me. So I asked Shep. I'm like, Shep, they was chanting MVP? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I ain't do nothing this year. And then he was like, they talking about Baker, Tez. And I was like, well, that explains it.
Baker Mayfield now has 8 TD passes on throws of 20-plus air yards this season, twice as many as any other quarterback in 2025. He also leads all quarterbacks in touchdown-to-interception ratio for the season, 12-1. Mayfield joins only Peyton Manning and Tom Brady as the third quarterback since 1970 to throw for 80-plus touchdowns in his first 40 starts after changing teams. Perhaps Baker's biggest play came on 3rd and 14 in the third quarter. With only a 3.7% conversion probability, Mayfield willed his way to a first down on a 15-yard scramble that included 27 yards after contact behind the line of scrimmage. The perfect sound-up moment if there ever was one.
He fights through the sack. Looking for first down yard. Oh my goodness, he's done it again. Oh, that is pure Baker Mayfield. Absolute Baker at his best.
Monday Night Football saw Atlanta upset the Bills 24-14, and leading the charge was none other than Bijan Robinson, who lit up the stat sheet with video game numbers. Bijan's career-high 238 total yards made him just the second player in NFL history with at least 450 rushing yards and 300 receiving yards through his first 5 games of a season. The only other guy to do that, Bills Hall of Fame running back Thurman Thomas in 1991.
Can they catch him? They cannot. Touchdown, Falcons, 81 yards.
But that's just the appetizer. Wide receiver Drake London also ate during the Falcons' big win, tallying 10 catches for 158 yards and a TD. That makes Atlanta the first team to have a player with 170-plus rushing yards and another with 150-plus receiving yards in a game since, wait for it, Bijan Robinson and Drake London in Week 18 of last season. And that cements the Falcons as the only duo in NFL history to do it twice. The Raiders' 20-10 win over the Titans wasn't pretty on either side, but we did see some players earn accolades worth mentioning. Max Crosby quietly joined elite company this week, becoming just the 3rd player since 2000 with 10 or more tackles for loss in each of his first 7 NFL seasons. You could have worse company than Jared Allen and Aaron Donald. And while Cam Ward's numbers have been on the wrong side of notable, only 3 passing touchdowns through 6 starts, that might not be a death sentence. Since 1970, the only quarterbacks drafted number 1 overall with fewer touchdown passes through their first 6 starts were Terry Bradshaw, John Elway, and Alex Smith. 2 of those guys are Hall of Famers. I'll let you guess who. Love triumphs in Green Bay as the Packers beat the Bengals 27-18 on the back of a stellar performance from Josh Jacobs, who became the 3rd player since 1970 to record 80-plus rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 50-plus receiving yards in consecutive games. The other 2, LaDainian Tomlinson and Priest Holmes. Meanwhile, Jordan Love continues to light it up on quick passes. Against the Bengals, Love went 9 for 9 with 85 yards and a touchdown when releasing the ball under 2.5 seconds according to Next Gen Stats, time to throw metric, efficiency at its finest. The silver lining for the Bengals was the fact that Jamar Chase exists. He became the 4th fastest player in NFL history to reach 50 career receiving touchdowns behind only Randy Moss, Rob Gronkowski, and Jerry Rice. The chase continues. A few fun milestones came out of the Chargers' 29-27 win over the Dolphins in Week 6. Keenan Allen became the only player in NFL history to record 400 or more catches from 2 different quarterbacks. He had 520 from Phillip Rivers and now has 400 from Justin Herbert. That's a model of consistency and compatibility right there. And speaking of Herbert, he notched his 18th career game-winning drive since 2020, second most in the league behind only Patrick Mahomes.
There he goes! McConkey inside the 20! How did Herbert do it?
Anything else? Oh yeah, Cameron Dicker notched a career-high 5 field goals, including a game-winning 33-yard kick with 6 seconds remaining.
Dicker's kick online. It is good! And the Chargers regain the lead with just 5 seconds left.
And what did we learn in Kansas City this weekend? Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes, guiding the Chiefs to a huge win versus the Lions in Week 6, tossing 3 touchdowns, becoming the fastest quarterback in NFL history to reach 300 career TD passes, doing it in just 139 games, including the playoffs, 8 games faster than Aaron Rodgers. Okay, one final quirky note, Mahomes also has 10 pop pass touchdowns, the little shuffle tosses near the line of scrimmage, more than any other quarterback since 2018. Even his gimmicky plays are elite. Another ugly one in Baltimore, with the Rams overcoming the Ravens 17-3 despite offensive struggles. At 4-2, the Rams are over 500 through 6 games for the first time since 2021. Meanwhile, the Ravens' 1-5 start matches the worst 6-game start in team history. The 2015 team started 1-5, finished 5-11, and missed the playoffs. Week 6 came to an epic finish as the Bears avenged last season's heartbreaking loss versus the Commanders with a 25-24 last-second victory.
Kick is good, and the Bears win it. Jake Moody, a hero tonight.
And if you remember, in Week 5, the Bears blocked a last-second field goal to escape Las Vegas with a victory by the same score, 25-24. It's not quite scoregami, but this is the first time in 99 years that a team won consecutive games by 1 point with the same final score. And that last team was the 1926 Frankfurt Yellow Jackets, who rattled off a pair of 7-6 wins versus the Detroit Panthers, and yes, the Chicago Bears. And there you have it. Week 6 is in the books, and you know more interesting research nuggets than you thought possible. Historic defensive plays, rising stars, and a few all-timers reminding us why they're still here. If the first 6 weeks are any indication, 2025 might be one for the record books. We'll see you next week with more numbers, nuggets, and next-gen stories from across the NFL.